Thanks for joining us. I'm Marlon Bowling with you, your tour guide to the ag commodities. It's report day, and it'll be coming out in about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and we'll have full coverage right here. I am joined by Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. Well, it's a big day for the markets, but I know you also fall into that camp, Todd, where you prefer to just go by what the market is telling you with clues. You don't rely so much on what the government numbers show. And, you know, it can be really chaotic when the reports come out. For the first 3 to 4 minutes, let's say, for about the first 30 seconds, it's algorithmic trade that takes place, and it can go make crazy moves for a little bit. And then it seems like you have counter algos that take the opposite side of that for a couple of minutes, and it takes a little while for the dust to all settle. And in the meantime, you just kind of make your plans all ahead of time, don't you?
Well, yeah, pretty much, Marlon. You look, the markets, it's not only algos. There are people that are waiting for these reports that are going to try to outguess or outsharp the news. And at the end of the day, most of this stuff is priced into the market long before, because most of this information can be calculated through some of the small reports that come out. And, of course, we know that the government doesn't count that good half the time anyways, because they're always readjusting the numbers later. So, you know, I think the price action that you see, and I wrote this morning that it looked like, I think the report's going to be bearish. However, I don't think that the price action is going to be bearish. I think that you might see a quick pullback, but I would look for a little rally off the number, depending on how bearish it is, because I think they've priced in a pretty bad number if I look at it correctly.
Well, let's walk through these. Right now on the corn market, and our quotes provided by bar chart, we're just a little firmer. May corn up 1.5 pennies at 5.40 3/4. New crop December up 1.5 pennies. In soybeans, you have the May contract 14.5 higher. We're at 13.81 1/4. We're off of our earlier high. We had a big surge on the open, but we're off of that by about a nickel now. November's up 14 3/4. In the wheat market, you have Chicago on that July contract now 5 3/4 lower. We're trading at 5.94 per bushel. Kansas City wheat, where they've been getting that moisture lately, we have July down 3 3/4 at 5.61. Spring wheat trade for Minneapolis wheat, we have July down 4.5 at 6.07 per bushel. And in the cotton market, we have July currently trading 140 points lower at 80.35. Todd, when the dust all settles after we get this report out of the way, we actually come in then tomorrow. We're opening up a brand new trading month. Is that going to change things from the viewpoint of large investors?
Well, I don't know, Marlon. I think we've seen over the last, few days, obviously some very bearish action in wheat. Soybeans starting to get a little soft. Corn holding, but not great. But I would expect to see some very good action going forward, although just at the moment we're slightly negative, beans and wheat. But I do think that, I think we're going to get better pricing. And as the economy starts to open, I think there's going to be more demand. And, of course, if we have any kind of issue, with weather or anything, I think we get massively higher prices. So for the long run, I'm looking for much higher prices. Here in the short term, probably a little bit of pressure.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good to hear from you, Todd. Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. We'll return in a moment. We'll take a look at our livestock information when we come back.